it more, convenient.
Right. Absolutely, sir.
I think we are
I
live
think
now.
we are good to go live now. All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Vishnu, and I welcome you all to ManTech Summit 2021. As you all are already watching us live on various platforms, we've been conducting so the best events at Lovely Professional University, and we had some incredible personalities who visited us, who had conversations with us. And today also we have another incredible, amazing personality who's going to share his knowledge and his wisdom with all of us out here at Lovely Professional University and perhaps the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to first tell you that the ManTech Summit 2021 is touted to be India's largest virtual entrepreneurship summit, where we had discussions about startup stories, how to pitch a brand, how to improve your corporate lifestyle. And we had discussions around so many other things. So if you are interested to go and watch them, you can check them out on our Instagram's official page of Lovely Professional University. Having said that, this ManTech Summit 2021 is conducted by Spasmodic Group. It's a student organization under the division of student welfare, and they've been doing some exceptional events, not just ManTech Summit 2021, but also some other events. So if you get time, you can go and check out the sessions. They are amazing, they are informative, and they're going to be very productive for all of you out there. Now, today, the person who is going to join us is none other than Avi Mittal, ladies and gentlemen. He grew up to be an entrepreneur, forming an investment fund, a management and development consultancy firm, Golden Ace Ventures. He then became the global director of business development at the Super Fight League, the world's first MMA format sports league, following which he additionally took on the same role at the Super Boxing League. A recent venture Avi has co-founded is a talent management company, Superstars Celebrity Management. As the CEO at Superstars, he focuses on building strong working relationships with clients and celebrities. He is, somebody who has done his education from top universities in Switzerland and United Kingdom. And he's also the ex-chairman for All India Mixed Martial Arts Association. He's currently the chairperson of BRICS Chambers of Commerce and Industry Young Leaders. And I'm pretty sure that I've missed out on so many other things because he is into a lot of ventures. And we're going to know more about it from, the man himself, Mr. Avi Mittal. I'd like to request Avi sir to kindly, share his story and his address with the students out here. Off to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Vishnu, for those kind words. And it's really an honor and a pleasure over here to interact with all of you at LPU and beyond. And I would like to congratulate the whole team for putting together such an amazing event, ManTech 2021. This global summit about entrepreneurships and startups. It's an honor for me to be here to, share my two bit of what, I have gone through in life and what I have learned till now. Still a long way to go. I'm still learning by the day how it goes. But so, to start with, I would first tell you all about, an experience of how everyone has their own fundas in life on how to grow and, how to see their way ahead. So I believe life always, like, because born and brought up in Mumbai, studied abroad, life has always been like on the fast lane for me. And I would call that the expressway. So I came up with this funda of mine, which was like about the 7 E's in my life, which is now continuing to grow on. So, like as I said, it's my own personal funda. Don't judge me for it, but kind of worked in my favor, and that is maybe one of the reasons that why I am here today. So, the first E, what I will say, is the expressway of life, and that expressway, obviously, of life starts off with your education. That's the second E. So, education is definitely something that plays a key role in us gaining that knowledge to go further ahead to become entrepreneurs of tomorrow. So, entrepreneurs is our third over there in life. And through that entrepreneurship is where you bring out the enterprising self in your, right? I believe every individual has an entrepreneurial side to themselves. Now, turning that entrepreneurial side into an enterprise is where your journey moves on. That being coming with the fourth E. And then obviously making that enterprise into an economical, viable project where you can grow and disrupt the market as well as, bring about a change through your businesses, right? And then finally, through that, I think in balancing out today's need of the hour is obviously giving back to the environment and being conservative and being more eco-friendly. So that's a journey again that you continue to go on. And then finally, you come on a platform like this and share this whole experience of being on that express highway of life. So this is a kind of a small funda that I have through which I have, grown. But in today's testing times with COVID and everything, the whole world was taken by a shock, and including myself. Like prior to this, my primarily businesses where I focused on were towards intellectual properties for sports, for that matter. I was known as a sports entrepreneur, but over a period of the last say 1.5 years, I have balanced myself from being a sports entrepreneur to a serial entrepreneur, where I had to, like I suddenly COVID had come, events were not happening, sports had taken a backseat in terms of like with like restrictions and government policies and everything. So I had to see that how do I continue my growth, and I had to balance that through getting into newer ventures, taking Golden Age Ventures and making it part of further. So during the lockdown, I acquired a company called Surja, which is into solar energy. So got into that space of energy, got into eco-friendly ways of thinking of how getting into FMCG. I believe very strongly right now FMCG is the way forward, because we see that no matter what, FMCG products are something that is always in need. So that's the reason where Smart Eats came into play for me, where we started making eco-friendly rice straws, all right, which is again disrupted the market, right? So these are ways of how you grow yourself from to become a serial entrepreneur. And I had to do that. So never put all your eggs in one basket, as they very rightfully say. Because tomorrow, whether it's a pandemic, whether it's force of nature, whether it's act of God, anything can disrupt your businesses. So always have a plan B, and balancing that out is the key important thing, which I very strongly suggest. The other thing that that actually helped me a lot from my very beginning, right from the starting, from the age of 18, I was always a very people's person. So always went out, made relationships, made connections. So today in my life, that's helped me a lot. That I believe that, to be very honest, and I can very strongly say this: whoever I want to meet in this country or abroad, any and everybody is either 3 calls away, or we have the mediums of social media today, which has made people more accessible. So I would definitely recommend to all the students that they should put in a lot of time in building their network. So building your network is the key thing for you, whether it's through LinkedIn, whether it's through your social media. Today, like for example, me being here at ManTech, now you students did not know that, okay, I have a close, good proximity with your with the founding family of LPU, the Mittals over there as well. But you guys approached me on a one-on-one basis, and that was via my social media platform. So that's about how you building your network. So remember, the strongest word, which is a punchline that Avi Mittal always uses, is my net worth is my network. That's always something that I abide by. So going on, I would like to, definitely tell that everyone, it's not about education has to lead to only a 9 to 5 job. I'm not a 9 to 5 kind of a person. I have sometimes, there are days where I will put in 18 to 19 hours of hardship during my day. At the same time, there are days when I would only like try to put in 2 or 3 hours a day, which is my smart working way. But always keep yourself on the go, accessible, open to learning, think with an open mind, and think out of the box. That's the only way of survival. Always try and see that, okay, there is no market that is saturated, no business, environment that you can think that, okay, in this particular industry, there are already so many players. How will I make a difference? There's always at one point, if you can identify where you can go into an existing conventional business and disrupt it and be the change maker in it, right? As they rightfully say, Uber today, the largest transport company in the world, does not own any cars, or Oyo for that matter, or Airbnb do not own any properties. They did find that space and disrupt the market. So always try and think out of the box and make that difference. That's my 2 bit of what I can share about my experiences. But I'm open to always listening to questions, and and in any way I can advise you guys or share anything. Please feel free to ask.
All right, sir. I think it was exciting. I think it was energetic. I think it was enthralling. I think it was exquisite. I think it was eloquent. I think all the ease that we have in this world, they should go towards you for this particular
Thank
short and sweet address that you've given, and perhaps very vital as well, because it covers a lot of aspect, modern aspect as we call it. From building your experience to expanding your network, everything comes in line with how the world is going to proceed forward tomorrow. It's a very fast-paced environment, and these are some real key takeaways. I like to request students as well to kindly, put their questions around this particular theme as to how you can get more and more knowledge and information from Avi sir. He is, a book full of knowledge out here, and I'm pretty sure that his experience is going to help you a lot. So, sir, coming to the first question that I have, I already have received some questions from the students. I'm going to ask you quickly the first question, and that is, when you have so many things at plate, and then when you have to go and sleep at the night, thinking that there are certain things that are not closed yet, how do you get the sleep?
Well, to be honest, there are three reasons why I get very peaceful sleep. First thing is that with God's grace, that my company and myself are in zero debt. I don't owe anybody any money. So that's one of the key things for me that gives me a lot of peaceful sleep. I don't believe in, working towards loans or, taking them to build empires. I believe in, slow and steady would win the race, but that's in your smart working. The key thing for me is time management. So if I know that if in a day, if there is something that is pending, my time is managed the very next day how to complete that task in hand. So
Right.
definitely gives me that peaceful sleep, because it gives me that drive to wake up next morning to get things done as well.
Right, sir. And sir, you've been investing in a lot of ventures as well, and you've been guiding a lot of young entrepreneurs as well. What is your, what is that one thing that you would want all the entrepreneurs of this particular nation to follow, so that they could get the attraction of investors and venture capitalists?
I would just still repeat myself on that. Your net worth is your network. Build your network. Always seek, don't think that, okay, even if you've achieved, even till date today, I reach out to so many of my seniors in the corporate world and ask them for advice. And maybe I might, know them one on one, or even if I don't know them, I make it a point to reach out to them, because if I think they can give me advice on a certain venture of mine or on a certain thing that, where I feel that I don't have that knowledge yet, but I definitely it catches my interest. So keep your mind open and definitely build your network. That is your biggest asset, not your bank balance, not your company valuation. Your biggest asset is your network, because that will always give you returns in the way of knowledge.
Right, sir. And so when the students are also building the team, they need to be very careful, because your company matters a lot, the kind of people that you're going to work with. How to identify the right sort of people who can build your brand as per the vision that you have?
That's a very key aspect, of course. Today, like Touchwood, my team, the people who I day and night interact with, are people that I have, cultivated and built from day one. Today, each one of my core team has been with me for the journey for the last 8 years, of from where I had started off into the corporate world. So yeah, it's about, it's not brand. When you say brand building, it's also goes hand in hand with team building, right? So coming on, bringing them, either you bring them on that same wavelength and you mold them as per your thought process. But the biggest thing is, as I said, that they should have their core in their right place, where they're open to learning, where they're happy to take in suggestions and in line with your vision, so that you can together build something that is, sustainable.
And so, talking about becoming the leader as well, I think leadership quality is one very important aspect if you are running a venture, or if you are building a brand, or even if you are in a corporate scenario, or even if you're a small employee. Having leadership quality impacts a lot. So, what are some of the things that you would like to mention which the students should follow from their college life itself, so that they can come out as a powerful candidate when they are appearing in interviews or having conversations like these?
See, I think that the most key aspects over here, Vishnu, is like, a leader is not identified. A leader is always born. We have it in ourselves. We have to see how you bring it out, right? Like the way you bring out your entrepreneur's side as well. So the key aspect over here is always like, when I sit in any of my offices, my cabin doors are always open. It's not like I have a shut door, like, where I'm not open to my employees or I'm not open to my team. Always, first of all, there are small things that will always encourage your team to, grow with you. Today, I do not tell my people that they work for me. I say they work with me. These are the small aspects that encourage them to, take on your company as their own. That's when, like, there are so many times where, like, in certain offices of mine, we don't have we only have conference rooms. We have a complete open door policy where we all sit together and, brainstorm together, be open to their ideas, make yourself accessible at all times to your team. All right. And the new thing that I very strongly believe in, and which I have tried to start, making a footprint of that in various ventures of mine. And hierarchy has to stop. A hierarchy does not work. A
Right.
leader is there to lead them, no doubt. Okay, but having designations and putting someone new to old to grow, all of these things are where, I think the corporate structure needs to reevaluate themselves, and all can grow together. If you sit across equals, trust me, your company's output and your productivity will grow tenfold, if not more.
I think that is a very powerful statement from your end, and perhaps it is true as well. Having said that, sir, the next question that I have is about leading people who are not as fast paced as you. There are some times when you're working with certain teammates, they do not perform as per your requirement, and they are a little slow. They need a little bit of time to understand process, but that in a way also slows you down. How to pick them up, or what should be the morale of the person who is leading that particular scenario?
Today, holding oneself back and being patient is also very important. Patience is something that I feel that today's generation that does not have. They
Right.
want everything on the fast pace, and it does not work that way. You always, as they say, you take 2 steps back to go 20 steps forward, right? So if you're
Right.
hand holding someone and taking them up, trust me, the returns of that patience of yours will be fruitful itself. Give the person that opportunity, or rather you can, when you delegate smartly. You can only, if somebody's capacity is only till a certain level, you only delegate that much to them. But at the same time, I believe like a true leader should handhold them and grow, help them grow, so that in time and time, through experience, they will learn and be at par with you. But patience is very important in today's aspect, which definitely today's generation does not have. So I will strongly recommend people be patient and handhold people to grow together.
Right, sir. And sir, you are also very good with your investments. So, any investment tips for the students as well? What should they do from their school life itself? When they have a little bit of pocket money, do you think it is wise to invest from the university life, or they should wait and wait till they get some more money from their salaries, etc.?
Well, I would suggest first of all, as I said, they need to charter and see which part and which path of life they want to take. If today they want to bring out, be entrepreneurs, I think from student life they should start collecting money and making it into a fund, or maybe invest their own money into R&D of what they want to do in in the years to come. Investing their money by, like, okay, if they have an idea, go ahead, invest in yourself. That's all I would say. Don't go ahead and thinking like, oh, I want to make quick money. Let's go into the market. Let's, like, because today, any of the valuations, whether it's seed funding or whether it's a Series A funding, obviously students will not have that kind of funds to, at disposal to get a sizable, chunk of shares of a certain venture. So rather, I would say invest only in yourself. Do R&D on projects that you all believe can, be the future, where you can disrupt markets by introducing it as entrepreneurs, as companies. So that would be my advice.
Right, sir. And so, talking about the the entire startup culture of this particular nation, you see that there are certain brands that are coming in from foreign nations, and then there are certain brands that are building within our country as well. But you see the kind of the progress that we have for our brands. It is somewhere down the line, the percentage of failure is more. What do you think is the reason for that, and what do you think should be followed so that we have better percentage at the end of the day?
Well, to be honest, see, there are a lot of brands that have come out which have also succeeded. And yes, if there is trial and error, we won't call it failure, it's trial and error. But,
Right.
the point about where, okay, make in Bharat, we like, made in India, it's great. Yes, it helps boost our economy. But knowledge sharing from across from different nations is not a bad idea. Like, there is, like, for example, I'll give you, there is, during COVID, there was this disinfectant of a nanotechnology that was made in India. At the same time, it was made in the UK. But the UK was more effective than the Indian one, because there was just a slight difference in a small chemical that was an ingredient that was needed. This is a case study that I had read somewhere. So I'm
Right.
sharing this. And that small change was okay to share, like, learn from an international company and build it over here. So we should always, not think that, there is only failure over here. Always try and see, do that apart from your own product, go and do research of the market. See in
Right.
your marketplace globally, right? This is a global summit today. Do that market research globally, that who are people who are doing in things in the similar industry or in the similar field, and try and get those aspects into, your own businesses and try and grow them.
Absolutely, sir. And also, sir, you are known for your love for sports. What is your take on the sports industry as of now in our country? You see that we all know that our country is popular for two, three sports that we can count on our fingers. But then there are plenty of there are so many great talents in our country who can do so well. What would be your take on how we can build the sports industry of our nation?
Well, to be honest, India is definitely doing amazingly well in sports. Okay, the pandemic did set a little setback, but that was globally. It's nothing just to do only with our country. So India now, if you heard it right, India is actually going to be bidding for 2048 for the Olympics to be hosted in India, right? So we are actually bidding for that. So, and I think our current sports minister, Kiran Rijiju sir, has taken, this whole Fit India movement to Khelo India movements and all of them to the next level. So India is definitely booming in sports and we are very, very strong and way ahead. But yeah, definitely like through my experiences, I've always opted for sports that are not conventionally famous and try to grow them. So like mixed martial arts, or for that example, like, I was part of a racing league, I was part of Premier Futsal. So always bringing in different sports and educating the people about these sports is way more important. A very dear friend of mine recently launched a league which I just attended last month. It was called the Pro Panja League. Now, arm wrestling could be such an exciting sport, and had me at the corner of my chair, sitting like literally. I was so engrossed, and I learned and I saw the arm wrestling as a sport for the first time, and that's why I believe that there is a lot of space even for sports entrepreneurs over here. There's a lot of space in the market for you to try and bring in ideas or to create more sporting events, and trust me, it's a fruitful business. I have made a lot or most of my money today only through my sports ventures rather than any other venture. So I would strongly tell people that sports is not just only an activity, it's also today a full-fledged business if you want to get into it.
Absolutely true, sir. I still remember, I think there was this one contest in WWE when Triple H and Great Khali had a Panja wrestling. It was very captivating. We all were excited who's going to win. So definitely there's a lot of potential in all of these things. Having said that, sports industry, we also have to talk about the kind of establishment that we have in our nation, infrastructure as well. So, what are the things when it comes to infrastructure, when it comes to the quality, when it comes to management, do you think private sectors can play a major role in creating a better sort of environment, or we are already good enough?
I think that it's already going hand in glove. The private sector and the public government sector both are doing a lot for the sports, in terms of the available infrastructure wise, like JSW Sports. The JSW is a steel company, but they've made it a whole sports city. They're supporting every sport possible. Reliance, for that matter, they've created the ISL league. They're creating the table tennis league. They're doing so much infrastructure work as well. So, and at the same time, even our government is introducing new complexes for sports. I have every fortnight I see our Kiran Rijiju sir, actually inaugurating a new sports facility. And for that example, even educational institutes like yourself, lovely professional university. I've been to your university, and as I've always strongly said, you'll have one of the finest sporting facilities available in our country. So these places can host such great amount of international events, and sports is always a place where brings people together, right? More than any other subject, sports is, I feel, a very common ground for people to come together and like-minded people to, interact together and grow.
All right, sir. And sir, I think we're also excited to know what are some of the books that you would like to recommend to the students. Anything that is out there in your mind as of now, a recommendation for us?
In terms of books, to be very honest, like I'll be very straightforward on this. I don't actually read many books. I genuinely don't. But I do read a lot of Bloomberg. I do read a lot of news is my education. So I would recommend this to everyone. Like first thing, I know this become very habitual in today's millennials and with everyone, where the first thing when they wake up, they want to get on their social media on their phone. They will see, oh, what's up. But it's about how you use your social media. What are the pages that you follow on social media? Are you following the Times? Are you following the Bloomberg, Forbes, or the CNN? Try and follow only those, not only just celebrities or movies and like entertainment is one side of it. Okay, So if in a day, like, see your screen time. If you spend, I think minimum at least 120 minutes a day, every individual spends on their social media in today's day. I would say out of that 120 minutes, give 20 minutes towards the entertainment sector and see what your favorite actors or whoever you idealize are doing. But try and spend maximum number of time in reading up about world news, knowledge, how people are collaborating, who's coming out with what, which company valuation is what. That knowledge itself will always keep you, creating more ideas in your mind. So that's something which I would very strongly recommend everyone to do.
Great, sir. And so, growing up, who's been your inspiration? You've been surrounded by so many people, especially very influenced. Like I think you've had a very influential lifestyle because the next phase that you see is an influencer. Who was your inspiration growing up?
Well, to be honest, like I'm a little conservative in those ways. My whole inspiration in life has always been my grandfather, somebody who was the son of the soil, came from Punjab, as a matter of fact, from a small town in Rajpura, where from there coming into a big city like Mumbai, building this great little empire for all of us over here, and growing, creating taking the whole hand holding the whole family to, and each one of myself and my cousins and everyone to be successful in their own rights, has always been. So my grandfather has always been that motivation and inspiration for me.
Great, sir. Respects to him. And so I think we've come to the business end of this particular session. So, what would be your final advice to the students who are watching you live right now? Any suggestion that you would like to give to them? Any message that you'd like to share with them?
100%. As I've said, guys, you all have it in you. Today, you all are even students at LPU. That's also a great achievement. Give yourself a pat on your back for that. And thank you all for taking this time out to listen to my 2 bit of advice. But my message to all of you is, if in any way, which I very strongly believe, in any way, if I can make a difference in your lives or be part of any, I'm always here. If I can mentor you in any way, if you have an idea, feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to actually, tell everyone here, go on my social media at Avi Mittal Official, or, reach out to, the team over here, and they'll give you access to me. If in any way I can assist any one of you and be part of your journey as an entrepreneur, I'm more than happy to do all of that. Thank you all for having me over here. Congratulations once again, ManTech Global Summit. And this is a great experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. I am pretty sure that the entire event has now come to a very good end because we've had some great conversations, especially from leaders like you. And this is the conclusion of ManTech Summit 2021. So some final words of wisdom for the Spasmodic group as well. They've been dying to hear some positive words from you, your end. They've already heard, but never say no to more.
Just make sure that I am part of ManTech 2022 as well. That is my only words to them, my only humble request rather. You guys have put together such a great event. All of you, Bivas, the whole team, everyone. Vishnu, thank you so much for being a great host. And congratulations, you guys. Like, you have put together an amazing event. And I look forward to being part of this in the future as well. And all the very best.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much to the entire team. Thank you so much to the technical team as well for putting us live in various platforms. We will be coming back with more and more events like this, conferences like this, conversations like this. So please stay tuned to the official channels of Lovely Professional University, and also do follow Spasmodic Group. Thank you so much, everybody. ManTech Summit 2021 has been incredible because you all participated and you all are listening to us. This is Vishnu signing off. Hopefully, we'll see you again sometime soon. Thank you.
Thank you.